All right, we're out here with our Defender. We've touched on this truck a couple of times, but we figured it deserved a proper sort of build breakdown of just exactly everything that we did. So we're going to start at the front and work our way all the way to the back. So probably the most obvious thing that's on it is the front bumper, which we did in like a folded steel sort of style, which is a little bit more of a modern look than you traditionally see on Defenders. And then inside that bumper, we hid away a worn winch. We clocked it. We made the clutch release a little bit more accessible, but we kept it really nice and tight so it didn't look bulky. Almost made it look like it was part of the body. So that's one of the major things that we did. Another thing that we did is we upgraded all the lighting on it because the original lighting was a little weak and dull. So we went with all LED lights on the whole truck. And then to bring it sort of, again, make it a little bit more muscly, we made a hood scoop that accentuates a factory hood without going too crazy. A lot of the stuff that's available off the shelf is just a little too wild for what the owner wanted. We went through and we painted all the plastic pieces and got rid of the sort of two-tone aspect of the truck. We took it right back to bare metal and then brought it back up black. Some of the other pieces that we made were the side rock sliders, and then we built a little bit of a roll cage out back just to sort of balance out the look of the truck. So aside from the aesthetics and building the fabrication part of the project, we went through and we did all new suspension in it. We did a really mild lift, serviced all the brakes, took care of all the bushings, just tightened it up so it's basically brand new. We put some Fox shocks in it. Another big thing that we did to help with the offset and the look of it is we designed our own wheels for it. Defenders have a really odd bolt pattern, so there really wasn't a lot of options for it, so we had to make our own. So that's one of the big pieces on it. And of course, we ran Toyo tires on it because those are our guys. And then moving on from there, performance-wise, it's more or less stock, aside from just your general sort of service done. Moving on, we will be doing some performance stuff to it, but that's a little bit down the road at this point. Okay, so the next big thing on the list was, and what he was adamant about having is, if you've ever driven a Defender before, it's very similar to driving a tractor with windows. So most of our efforts were dedicated to sort of the inside of the vehicle and making it as comfortable as possible, as modern as possible, and as quiet as possible. So if you want to take a look inside. So the bulk of our work was actually focused at the interior of this vehicle and making it as comfortable as possible and as nice as possible. So based on its outwardly looks, it's a little bit rugged and off-roady, but inside it's like a brand new Benz, or essentially a Bentley Bentayga is sort of what the reference was for this one. So we refitted a modern style dash. It has digital gauges. Before, everything was very analog. So now he has front and rear facing 4K cameras. He's able to control his winches from inside from the head unit. It has heated seats, power windows, power seats, AC, heat. So it's pretty well outfitted. It has an enormous amount of sound deadening material in it. We did an overhead console that has some ambient lighting. So now the driving experience is really, really nice. And just, it's hard to explain on camera obviously, but this thing smells, it's all Napa leather. It has real Rolls-Royce wool carpet. So it has a very unique smell to it. Like, that's the single biggest comment, and anybody that looks in this vehicle is just like, man, it smells like a brand new car. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, another thing that we did was we built a center console for it. We ended up having to make a back seat just to keep the proportions right, front to rear, because the original back seat was nothing really more than a bench, like a fold-up bench. So we ended up making a back seat. There's 4 8-inch audio mobile subs, all ran by Audison gear with an Alpine head unit. So if you look in the overhead, we made all these speaker grills and all the enclosures for it. Tried to keep it as compact as possible. But another really popular feature of this is the seats. I had to spend a lot of time trying to find a really low profile seat that was going to be power, that was going to work for us. So ultimately what I ended up finding was these seats out of a M4 competition. So we cut the foam down, we reshaped them a little bit. And one of the big struggles was converting them from CAN bus controllers to traditional style switches just to keep it nice and easy. But these with the hard backs look amazing in here. And I think they worked out perfect proportionally. And up top, we have a roof rack that'll house his spare tire. It's got his jackall. There is room to put another rooftop tent up there. Whether or not it actually gets it, I'm not totally sure. We have a ladder so you can access everything really easily. So whether or not this thing ever actually makes it off-road is highly unlikely. But in the event that he does want to, he should be prepared. This particular Defender is right-hand drive. It was imported from the UK. And it actually, up until this point, its story is really, really interesting because the vehicle came with a lot of pictures of its previous adventures, and Defenders themselves have a very romantic sort of vibe about them. They're almost, you know, adventure in themselves. So this one has been all over the world. It's been to Africa, Switzerland. It's got a pretty well documented history of all the adventures it's been on, and now it's gonna live out the rest of its life as a really bougie mall crawler. It's almost like it went into retirement. It's like it got a retirement package and now it's just living its best life. This one's a 2004 TD5, so it's diesel and it's, yeah, right-hand drive. Pretty typical setup, super common, really easy to work on, really easy to maintain. Transmission's got a 5-speed in it. It's a little bit short geared because it's meant for climbing mountains, not traversing freeways. So could use a little bit longer legs, and we may get into that in the future, but for now we're pretty happy with where it's at right now, and I'm sure it'll just continue to evolve. Realistically, this has been one of our most popular projects. It's the most relatable to everybody because as soon as they see it, it's like they have something they want to do with it or somewhere they want to go with it. Whereas a lot of the other stuff we build is so over the top that it's unrelatable. But this one, like, everybody likes this one. You roll up to Starbucks, people go crazy. You go off-roading places, people go crazy. So okay, well, we're gonna jump in this thing and put it through its paces, and we're gonna hit the nearest Starbucks and see how well it performs. And I debuted it to him for the first time, and his kid's first thing, jump up on the hood, I'm on the road.
Did you prefer working on this when compared to the Hummer?
Completely different animals, like not even the same. Like the Hummer is so overbuilt compared to this thing. Like this is more designed to be like worked on by almost anybody with very little knowledge. It's a really simple truck.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to work on. Whereas like the H1 Hummer, you almost have to have a pit crew. Like it was designed to be worked on by military mechanics.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you need 2 people to do everything because everything's so heavy, so overbuilt, and it's like a nut and bolt installation. So you almost need just a guy to hold another wrench. Whereas this one is pretty easy, but it's not overpowered. It's not, it's meant to be super light.
Yeah, because also in the UK they use like farm trucks and stuff.
Yeah, it's like really popular farm trucks, ranch trucks, just runabouts. Like that's most of them. Like Land Rover Defenders specifically, like, compared to pretty much any other vehicle that's ever been produced. I think was like 4.3 million of them produced, and like 85% of them are still in use.
Wow.
Like there's not another vehicle on the planet that's like that. That's kind of a testament to how they built these things. They're not super overbuilt, they're just easy to maintain. So I think they just, like, most stuff gets so overwhelming that you just finally like, forget it, I'm not working on it anymore. And then the surprising thing is now that modern Land Rovers are essentially luxury vehicles, a lot of the early Defender stuff is still reasonably priced. Like, I haven't encountered anything that's just like, holy, like you're not being luxury taxed on every single part that you're buying.
Yeah.
So I think that's another part of it. Like, they never started punishing you for owning a Land Rover. But it's definitely a unique vehicle. People love these things. Like, I've driven a lot of crazy stuff, and this gets just as much or more attention than a lot of that stuff. It's a very romantic vehicle. Like, we have that other one in the shop, and it's like, it almost looks like adventure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't even have to, you go someplace. Like, you have this very romantic version of what it is. You're not really trying to show off. You're trying to get away from people. This one's kind of a blend. Actually, this one got him so much attention when we first built it. He took it downtown. He immediately wanted to sell it.
Oh my goodness.
Because he's a pretty private guy.
Yeah.
And so, like, this thing, taking it downtown Vancouver, he's like, it's too much attention. He's like, people are following me, taking pictures of me on the freeway, approaching me on the street. I was like, wow, we did our job then. Like, we did great.
Yeah.
But for what he wanted, he's like, this thing's like literally my nightmare. Like, at one point, he was going to ship it to Hong Kong. So we are going to put a tune in it. But right about the time that we're going to put a tune in it, when we had to clean up some little mechanical gremlins that he had.
Yeah.
So that are very much a part of Land Rover ownership. So I've had to learn a lot about Land Rovers. Because there's so many little quirky things that are super common within the sort of their owners that you got to learn. But that's kind of like every car we build. By the time I'm done, I'm like an authority on. Because you got to delve so deep into it. And this one was like, we took this one right back to metal. So I'm very well versed in the inner workings of what a Defender is now. Yeah, this is another one of those vehicles that as soon as you finish it, you're like, maybe I should get one of these. By the campfire, not sipping Starbucks in the parking lot.
Well, you look amazing doing that.
Deep thought about the journey to my latte. Yours is even more bougie than mine.
No, I just got an oat milk latte.
Come on.
No. What did you get? Just a regular latte?
Americano with cream, that's it.
No, like extra stuff, like they say. Oh,
straight up Americano.
It's so funny. Like my father-in-law, I think he says like it was like extra skinny with blah 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 and this. I'm like,
too much, man. Like, even when I gotta order Kara's, it's like it just I have to prepare like
it's a whole
run it
list
through my head first. Like, okay, I need a grande, hazelnut, blonde, latte, half sweet, like all this. That's why I mobile order now, because if I got to stand beside somebody that orders all that wild shit at a specific temperature, I want to kick them. It's like, come on, man. Let's get a coffee and go to work. Okay, so that's the end of our adventure with the Defender for today. So if you dig these videos and you want to see us do more of these sort of build breakdowns and get into the nuts and bolts of what we've done to these things and take them out for a ride, then like, subscribe, comment below, and we'll try to get out and do more of this.
and drink more Starbucks.
And drink more Starbucks.
Awesome.